Well, hello and good morning. How's everybody doing this fine day? It's sunny. I've seen a little bit of sun break through the clouds. I think yesterday it got up to about 60 degrees. But first, the most important thing, have a drink with me. Cheers. Welcome to Rovali's podcast. It's daily now because we want to keep you up to date on the latest and greatest. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my entire team, even for those people that are with us that we can't use their help right now just because we have to pare down. I want to thank everybody that's part of our family and part of our team. The ones that are working really hard. We have a skeleton crew, and they're not looking like skeletons yet, but they're working really hard. So I just want to say thank you to them. Thank you to everybody. Thanks to everybody that supports us and all that good stuff. So we had something pretty cool happen yesterday. Did I do a cheers yet? Let's do that again, just in case. Cheers. Oh, that coffee, Rovali's blend, very, very tasty. Anyway, we had something really interesting happen yesterday. Fox 13 News was on 25th Street yesterday, and they're doing their part to help local businesses, and we want to say thank you. Big shout out to Fox 13 News for coming down and profiling a few of the restaurants on 25th Street. That was really cool. We're much appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Andrea, first time, I don't think it was her first time on camera, but I wasn't down there, so she got to do the honors, and she did a good job. So, Andrea, way to go. You made us look good. All right. Anyway, they were down there, and they were talking about, they do it, there's a hashtag I'm going to start using, too. It's a hashtag called Takeout Tuesday, okay? So, we're going to do hashtag Takeout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they're promoting that hashtag Takeout Tuesday. And but they were asking some good questions. They interviewed one of our local celebs. His name is Charles Trendleman, and he had some great things to say. He used to work for the Standard Examiner, and he was a photographer and a reporter as well. But he works. I believe he still works down at the Union Station. He's one of the curators down there. So Charles, thank you for the encouraging words. It was great. But he's still down there, and he's pushing it, and he's been down there a long time, so he's seen the ups and the downs, you know. I'll post the link on Rovali's after the podcast, so you can see the Fox 13 News piece that they did on the video, and but it was really cool. So thank you again. Also. We just wanted to thank everybody that came by and stopped by last night. And there's Sanchez. He's causing trouble again. I'm telling you. He's always doing that. I love him, though. Love him to death. Anyway, so I wanted to, let's see, I'm fumbling for words. And you know what happens when I fumble for words, right? There we go. I just wanted to share the stories of doing the takeout and the drive-bys, and not the drive-by, the drive-tos. And it's been fun. It's been great seeing Rovali's family and friends and taking the food up to their door, and it's been pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I like to see. People still enjoying the food, and that's been really cool. We did a lot of desserts yesterday, okay? A whole bunch of desserts yesterday. So everybody's still got a sweet tooth, and that's good. Good for us, good for you, good for both of us. All right. And, I had to switch my, I have like a little mesh network in my house for my Wi-Fi, and the last few days it's been pixelating. And you can't tell until you watch the video, but when I'm watching myself right now, it doesn't look like that. But it was getting, so I don't know if I had a messed up signal or if there's just a lot of people, because they're at home, you know, it's the network's really busy. I don't know, but I tried to fix that out a little better quality. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you a story. I got a fun story that came to my mind this morning, and years ago I had a buddy. His name was Carl, and we were pretty tight. We did a lot of mountain biking. I used to mountain bike. I know I don't look like it, but I used to be an avid mountain biker. I still love mountain biking. I just little older, a little, you know, we won't go there. But anyway, I used to be an avid mountain biker, and we went everywhere. We did Moab, all the trails around Utah. We decided we wanted to take a trip along Highway 1. And if you're not familiar with Highway 1, that is along the Oregon coast. Okay, from Washington down to the California Redwoods, we did a ride on mountain bikes on Highway 1 and a lot of trails as we went. And we took my beautiful wife Kim and my two daughters Felicia and Andrea when they were quite little. We had a little pop-up tent trailer and with bike racks, and Carl and I rode. They would go and set up, and we'd set up camp, and then we'd ride, and they just kind of, they were kind of our support system as we went along. But there were some interesting things along the way. There was one point where if you are riding on the beach, because we rode on the beach for several miles, any chance that we got, because it was just beautiful. I mean, if you've never been to the Oregon coast, it's a spectacular, beautiful place. Okay. Anyway, but there's a place like on the beach. The sand is real soft, but then you get to where the sand is kind of waterlogged, and it's a little bit firmer, right? It's a little bit firmer, and then you got the water. Well, if you can find that sweet spot, you can ride along that pretty easily, and so you're in this beautiful environment, and you get to ride, and you got the sea mist blowing in your face. And so we found a couple of those, and we found this one beach, and we're riding along and just having a great time and talking and laughing and telling old stories, old war stories, even though we weren't in the war. And then we came to this point where the rocks jutted out to the ocean, and there was no way around it. Okay, there's no way around it. But they just jutted out just enough, not just barely into the water. But there was really no way around it. We'd either have to go way back, go up a steep trail, back up to the main highway, Highway 1 or 101, I think they call it, and then ride and then catch where Kim and the girls were. And so we didn't want to do that because we had ridden several miles that way. So what we did was we picked up our bikes and we walked around the rocks into the water and got on the beach again, and then continued along the way. And it was just, that's one of my fondest memories. Carl and I have lost track of each other since then. But we used to be really good friends, and I'll always remember him for that trip, because that was just kind of like one of those, I don't want to say life-changing, but yeah, a little bit life-changing. It was just fun. Everything went well. Everything went right. Well, as we kept going down, we rode into the California Redwoods, and that's the first time I had ever been there. And it was just this beautiful, beautiful place. I couldn't believe how big the redwoods were. If you've never been there, go. Really, go, because it is spectacular. Big, giant ferns, giant redwoods, thick, deep, rich forests, and it was kind of cool because a lot of when we were riding through the deepest part of the forest, you could see the sun, the rays cutting through the trees, and there was these just fine rays of light just coming down. And then you had the mist coming up with the rays coming down, and it was surreal. You know, it was just surreal, and the air was so fresh and crisp and clean, and it was just a beautiful thing. And I actually took a picture of me with my bike up on, up against a redwood with the wheels up against redwood, just to show you how big this tree was. Man, it looked like I had photoshopped myself, shrunk myself to about this big, and then stuck me next to a tree. But it was fantastic. One thing that, and we were riding on all these trails through the redwoods, and it was spectacular. One thing that we didn't think about, there's bears in them there hills. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, uh-oh, here comes the bear story. And you will be incorrect. We didn't see a bear. We didn't hear any growls. We didn't, see any of that kind of stuff. But once we realized that, it's like, okay, yeah, there's bears here. We just kind of kept a weary eye out, just to make sure that we were safe. But we just had this beautiful ride, and then where we had set up camp. There was this really steep and winding road down to the camp. Okay, so Carl and I, very, very competitive. We would always compete against each other on whatever rides we went on. We would compete. Okay, and we came to this hill, and it was pretty steep. And so we said, okay, let's race. And so we started to race, and we were flying down this hill. I mean, we were flying. We were passing cars. That's how fast we were going, okay? I'm sure the cars were going, normal speed, but we were just flying right past them. It was a blast. So when we got down to camp, it was perfect. I mean, it was perfect. One thing that was kind of cool was they had these great big wooden boxes, like heavy wooden, like thick wooden boxes, and they were up high. And that's where you were supposed to put your food, because the bears would come, and if they smelled food, they'd come down to check out, where am I getting my next meal? And you want it to be the groceries at the very least. You don't want it to be you, right? But they had these great big boxes, so we had to put our food up there, close these big giant doors and lock them up and everything and keep them safe. And I saw some other people that were tying their food up in bags and hanging them from trees. And then we kicked back and we relaxed, and we're just having some drinks, having a beer, having a cold beer, and just enjoying nature. So green, everything. And then it was pretty cool because I looked down and I see this thing sliming across the ground, and it's probably 10, 12 inches long. And it was a banana slug, okay? And if you've never seen a banana slug, they look like sea cucumbers, but on land, and yellow, yellowish, spotted and stuff like that. Anyway, it was just like a giant snail, and we saw those kind of crawling in different areas and stuff like that. Kind of freaked my wife out for a second, but they're harmless, and but it was just kind of cool seeing those creatures. And then there was this tree. You know that tree? Have you seen that tree in the redwoods? The famous one where you can drive through it? So we drove through this tree, and I had my pop-up trailer. It's a Coleman pop-up trailer. Okay, remember, this was back in the day before I knew better, okay? Now I know what you're thinking. Uh-oh, here comes the tree story. And you are absolutely correct. So we're navigating through this tree, and the pop-up trailer's in the back. And I started looking, and as soon as the trailer went through the opening in the tree, right, I was like, that's kind of a tight fit. Man, I'm telling you, it was a close one. Could you imagine if they had to cut this tree down because I was stuck in there? I didn't get stuck, but I only had like inches to spare on both sides. I could not go at an angle. I had to go perfectly straight, and it just didn't occur to me. It looked like a big opening, but my pop-up trailer is wide. It's much wider than my vehicle, right? And when I saw that, I was already in the tree. So I couldn't back out, because if it jackknifed any which way, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. And that's a national treasure, a landmark. And there I was, Alex from Utah. So I was able to carefully guide it, slowly guide it through with inches to spare on both sides. Didn't scratch the tree, didn't scratch my trailer, didn't embarrass myself too badly. I did have to answer to my family that was sitting right there laughing at me. But we made it through. And that was the story. That was the story of the Redwoods and our trek, mountain bike trek along Highway 101 or Highway 1, whatever you want to call it. But I do want to, something else came to mind as I'm telling you this story. As I said, we went to Moab many, many, many times and rode the trails there. And one time, Carl and I we hit this dirt road, and of course, we had to race, and so we started racing, and of course, I pulled out ahead. I mean, it's I pulled out way ahead, and I'm leaving him in the dust, literally in the dust. There was dust coming off the back tire, leaving him in the dust. Well, they have these little bogs. If you've never been down to Moab, they have these little bogs. It's not quicksand because it's dry, but it's a really fine red dirt, super, super fine, like a powder. Well, there was this little bog in the middle of the road that I didn't see. And I'm flying, I'm looking back at Carl, mocking him, laughing. And my front wheel hit that bog, and I endoed like nobody's business. And I put my hand out, okay, to break my fall. My hand goes into the dirt. I do a complete flip. My bike is still rolling. It's still flipping. I do a complete flip and then land on my can on the side of the road. All right. And he came down. He was laughing so hard. He showed no compassion to me whatsoever. I don't understand. I really don't understand why he showed me no compassion. He laughed at me. I'm down there almost in pieces, and he's laughing at me, okay? Well, the thing that made him laugh the most, the fall was hilarious, okay? It was like something you see out of an action movie, but not by my design. But what happened was he saw my handprint, and then nothing, and then a butt print, and then me off to the side of the road. That's what he was laughing about. So we had many, many adventures like that, he and I, and some other friends too. But that one comes to mind because it was just so funny. So funny. But he got his, okay? He got his. One time we were riding down there, and if you're familiar with Slick Rock, that's kind of like these giant boulders. I used to describe them as giant scoops of ice cream, but they were like stone, but they were round. And you don't think you can climb up them with your bike, but your bike can grip them, and so you can climb up these steep, big scoops of ice cream type looking rocks. And but down in the valley of those rocks, it's like a V shape, so you kind of have to hit them at an angle and then go up, right? So one time we were riding, and I went down and I hit this scoop, and it just perfect and went up. And Carl was right behind me. Well, he did not hit the scoop perfect. He hit the V perfect, and he face planted into the rock, and it was hilarious. I told you, I don't get mad, I get even. I didn't cause him to crash, but it was funny, And he licked his wounds, covered his... And then I got to tell you one other thing, and I'm not going to mention any names because, I don't want to make anybody upset. But we went on this ride, and I was with somebody, and we come back from the ride. We're going right through Moab, and we have to stop by a bike shop to get some supplies and patches and whatnot. Well, this person is throwing down Doritos, like a bag of Doritos, because he was so hungry. We went on this long ride, like a 20-miler on the dirt, and he was like starving, and he was just like crazy eating them. And I said, "Hey man, you better slow down. You're gonna make yourself sick, man. Drink some water." And he paid me no mind. He's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And we pulled up to this bike shop, and we get out. And as soon as we get out, guess what he does? Wow! And it looked like the color of the shirt because they were the Doritos right on Main Street. And we those are the fun times. They're fun times. Anyway, so that's some of the stuff we've been doing back in the day. And you know what? I'm anxious to get back in the mountains. Okay, being locked up inside, I'm anxious to get out in the mountains. I can't wait till this is over. I cannot wait till this is over. All right. Anyway, hopefully we cheered you guys up today. Don't forget, as always, order some lunch or dinner, take out. Oh, I want to tell you another thing. See, I always do that. When I'm wrapping up, something comes to mind. Right now we have 3 parking stalls in the front of Rovali's for curbside delivery. And then we have one out back. Well, we want to close the one out back because it's just easier for us not to go in 2 different directions. So we're going to move that 4th slot to the front, okay? So I just want to let you guys know we won't have the back takeout parking space. We're going to move that up front just so it's easier for us and more secure. You know, we can lock that back door and not have to worry about that anymore. And then based on due to government regulations, we need to move to the section where we can't have walk-ins to order. So if you need to order food, call us at Rovali's 801-394-1070, or go online. Going online is your best bet because we get you in the queue quicker. We have information, and then now we're starting a system where we're texting you. So you can say, "Hey, I've arrived. I'm in slot number 4," and we'll text you right away. Your food will be out in 5 minutes or whatever, however long it will be, and we text you right back. So everything is just text, and it's instantaneous and fast. That way you don't have to worry about trying to call in and getting a busy signal or something like that, okay? So that's what I would recommend, is just doing it like that. Remember, we're going to move the 4th spot that's in the back by our main gate in the back up to the front, just for simplicity's sake and expediency. That helps us to get things out faster and do our job even better, okay? So we're trying to improve it. We're making little changes here and there just to improve things for you and your experience, because we want you to have a great experience, okay? So don't forget, go online to rovalis.com, ROVALIS.com, and you can order and place your order and pay and do everything there. We'll get your information, put it into our system, and text you that we've got your order and we're working on it, and then keep you updated via text. It's really easy, very, very streamlined, and we're going to get better and better as we go along, okay? I understand we're supposed to be in this situation for at least through April. So hopefully that's it. Hopefully for April. And I do want to tell, and I want to tell you this. I told a couple of our friends yesterday that stopped by for takeout. When this thing is over, Rovali's, we're going to have a party. We are going to have a party, okay? And we're gonna pull out all the stops. I kid you not. We're going to have a great party. So that's something to look forward to, okay? You guys are something that we look forward to. We appreciate your business. Thank you for helping us to stay in business. Thank you for your orders. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Thank you for your awesome reviews, okay? We're very grateful, and we will always be grateful. And this is bigger. This is bigger than Rovali's. This is bigger than me. This is bigger. This is community. This is community, and we're grateful that we live here in Ogden. We're grateful for all the people that are supporting us, and we want to support you, and that's why we're going to deliver you guys great food. Don't forget, we do home delivery as well, okay? So check us out and order some lunch or dinner today, and especially businesses, we'll run it out to you guys. We delivered to the DMV, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, and they were super pleased, so we're happy about that. So if you got a business and you need us to deliver you some food, give us a call or go online. Better yet, go online. Anyway, have a wonderful day and stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and smile. All right, I'm out of here. Ciao for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You heard.